Don't know why, ain't no sun up in the sky. Chilly weather, spring just can't get its poor self together. It's chilly all the time. Okay, you are not here for the weather report, but it's back to a winter coat this morning. However, we are at the end, almost. One day left, maybe two. I think only one. To talk about 30 baby steps for clean low carb living here on my sunrise walks. And today we're talking about iodine. Now, I feel very passionate. I'm very passionate about all of my baby steps, except for this one. I'll be honest with you. Maybe I was hoodwinked by an iodine supplier at the time of the writing. But I will tell you why. I was a little freaked out by my research into goiters. They're not very common right now. But 100 years ago, goiters were so common, young men couldn't join the military because they couldn't button their uniforms around their goiters. There was a goiter belt in, I think it's the Midwest, Minnesota, maybe Michigan, Wisconsin, that area. Children were getting goiters at a ridiculous rate. They stopped, they reduced, they virtually eliminated the goiter issue by putting iodine in salt. You know this, when you buy your Morton's table salt, you can see iodized. I remember at one point when I was going through a phase of being a crunchy granola mom, a little bit crunchy granola, I ate cloth diapers, that kind. I remember thinking, why would I want iodine in my salt? Why do they do that? I don't know. We weren't interneting back then. And now I know. You just need a little iodine in your system every day. It's critical. Or your thyroid has issues and you can develop these goiters. And yesterday I told you, get rid of your table salt. Replace it with sea salt for all those minerals. Except one mineral, is it a mineral? I don't know. You're not going to find in there, not in sufficient quantities, is the iodine. So I feel if I tell you to get rid of your iodized salt, I ought to tell you to put the iodine back in your diet. You can get these little bottles of iodine and put a drop or two in a glass of water. It does smell a little antiseptic. It's not unpleasant. But do you need to supplement? I'm generally anti-supplement. I got myself a little bottle of iodine. And I gotta tell you, I'm not very good at remembering. Is that why I'm covering up my neck? No, no goiter yet. Wrinkles, but no goiter yet. We can get iodine from food. Right? That's always the best way. And it is most common in seaweed. You're going to get a lot of iodine in seaweed and some seafood, dairy, eggs. Even when you read, eggs are high in iodine. Well, one egg has, I think, 16% of what you need. That's not very high. On a clean low carb diet, we're often told I'm a fatty fish. That's the way to go. But I found it interesting when I was doing a little refresher for this walk that you're going to find more iodine in cod, which is not a fatty fish. So eat everything. Eat everything. Well, except for the seed oils, but those are man-made. They don't count. And easy on the fruit vegetables. Anyway, just make sure you're getting enough iodine. If you do go ahead and throw away that table salt, I don't want you coming back at me saying you got a goiter. I don't think they can develop that quickly. They're not deadly. Evidently, they are. If you look at paintings from the Renaissance period, you're going to find some details on there with the beautiful women with their goiters. They're most common inland because, as I'd said, it's high in seaweed. So if you think about it, and you're living somewhere where you're close to the ocean, you're eating you might be eating seaweed itself, and there's that seaweed in the soil, and maybe the local plants are pulling up some iodine. I don't know. But once you get into the mountain areas, it's a little more prevalent. It's a problem. So make sure you're getting your iodine, whether you think you need a supplement or not. I'm a little bendy on this one. And Eileen, I reversed the worst of my early Alzheimer's symptoms through a clean low-carb diet. And I'm talking about one every day on my sunrise walk and talks. We're nearly at the end of this series. And I think you're going to be happy not to have to listen to me panting anymore. If you are interested in your own clean low-carb journey, I have some resources you might be interested in. Check the description for links. Thank you for spending time with me today. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting on my video. Are you subscribed? Until tomorrow, let's all stay strong, wise, kind, and good. Choose good food for good health.